Alrighty then, everybody! Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan. Today is Sunday, February 5th, 2023. It still feels weird saying 2023. That's odd. I don't like it. Hype! Hello, Athena. Okay, so, plan. Today, it's production day. That said, it's going to be a short production day. We are going to be doing the reactions that we need to do to be able to prep for this week's upcoming YouTube videos. The games that we're going to be reacting to is going to be Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Nadir a Grimdark Deck Builder, The Day Before, Karagon, and Souls of Kronos. We will not be recording any of the long form stuff today. I didn't actually get the scripts completely ready for them. That's the Crisis Core review as well as my thoughts after playing the Theater Rhythm demo. We're going to do those on Tuesday. We were going to maybe play something this week because we were trying to find some filler time between now and next week when Wanted Dead comes out from 110 Industries. That we didn't. It ends up that that's not going to work out because I'm not going to be here on Thursday. I got a significant family event going on Thursday, so no stream on Thursday. So we only have the one stream that isn't either Sunday for production day or Friday for Power Couple. And so, unless we found a game that's only like 3 hours, we're not going to fit a game into Tuesday. But it works out because I didn't have everything ready for today, and so we're going to do those longer form recordings. Because after doing the Gungrave review, I was like, okay, so the Bayonetta review was long because of how much we had to talk about in terms of Bayonetta as a franchise and the discourse around Bayonetta 3. The Gungrave review ended up being like, what was it, like 12 minutes or something? It was not very long, which was good. I was happy with that as a whole, but it just wasn't very long. Hang on, I'm going to double check because now I'm curious on my own. It was loading. Thank you. It was just shy of 14 minutes, whereas the Bayonetta review was just over 30. So, very significant difference there. Very significant difference. This video took off today. So, yesterday I uploaded the Square Enix tax rant that we went on. I did edit that down from the hour that we were talking about it to a 22-minute video, and it got like 7 views yesterday, and it's gotten almost 100 today. So I won't complain about that. Just interesting. Decent number of comments too. Regardless. So we will record the Crisis Core review and the Theater Rhythm thoughts on Tuesday. That won't take the full stream time. So the other thing we're going to do is on this kind of bonus production day on Tuesday, we're going to work on getting the stuff ready to begin doing the Swan Dives. Speaking of Swan Dive. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen on Tuesday. Thursday won't be here. Friday will be Power Couple playing Persona 5 Royal. And then Sunday will be another production day. So, but we're also going to be playing some Stream Raiders. Let me get that started up. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to get through any of these. Oh, my monk did get to level 30 finally. I'll place this Flying Rogue. Wait, are you the ally? Yeah, enemies are going to be revealed over time. Okay. Flying Rogue it is then. Yeah. All right, place units, everybody. And then we'll go over to this screen. All right, so if you are new here, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you a lot. The way that these work on Sunday when we're recording these reactions and stuff is that we're recording the raw footage for the YouTube videos that'll go up throughout the week on the YouTube channel, because we do upload a YouTube video every single day. Well, I publish one every single day. They're uploaded well before that. Anyway, the way that this works is that I'm going to read an intro, and then after the intro, we're going to check out some trailers. We'll talk about the trailers, and then afterwards, when it feels like the conversation is starting to come to a close or it's just time to go, I'll read an outro, and then we'll make faces. Face gets used in the thumbnail, rinse and repeat. We normally have long form videos on Sunday. We won't this time because I don't have the scripts ready for them. If you can see that there is not links beneath the two longer form videos. They're not always longer. Some of my reaction videos are very long. I just call them that as a way to differentiate it from the reactions. We do have 5 reactions today. Is this the order that I want to do them in? No. No, it's not. That's the order I want to do them in. Okay. So let's get these open and ready. Get a little bit of volume up in here. I realize it's my playlist, right? But I do like my own playlist. All right, everybody. Also, if you are a subscriber or if you have BTTV, you can put in these YouTube swans to say hi to the YouTube video. If you don't have either of those, that's perfectly fine. If you'll put in any emote that you have, just a way to say hi to the new YouTube video, I would appreciate it a lot. And then we'll go ahead and get started. I'll pop my fingers a bit because they feel a little bit tense. Why? Why did this not show? Why? Whatever. Whatever. All right. Does it show other ones? Does it show? Well, that's just unacceptable. Reload. But what about my duck jam? I want my duck jam. Why aren't you displaying the BTTV emotes? It normally does over here, but it's not right now, and I don't know why. It's not something I can troubleshoot right this minute, but anyway, I'll put those back in there because I got rid of them. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan, and today we are checking out Nadir, a grim, dark deck builder game. When I think of deck builder, a lot of the I used to think of like what were some of the examples that you'd play on tabletop games? Like there was the DC deck building card game. That's not the one that I'm thinking of though. It was oh crap, it doesn't matter now. There's a couple others that I'm thinking of, and I can see the box and the cards and everything, but of course, I can't think of what they're called. Anyway, but when it comes to video games, that is no longer what I think of. I now think of primarily Slay the Spire. And as we've been going through these reactions, we have seen the impact of Slay the Spire as a whole. So many games take very heavy inspiration from Slay the Spire, and I think that that's fine. Slay the Spire is definitely a very strong but basic foundation. I don't feel like Slay the Spire is a complex or deep game, like on a visual style and a gameplay style or anything like that. It built a very strong concept, and it's a really fun concept, and it's cool to see everyone else expand upon that. I don't know if Nadir is going to do that, but it's what it immediately makes me think of when I see somebody describe their game as a roguelike deck builder. But that's what we're here to find out. This game does release on No, it went into early access on November 8th. It releases February 7th. work with me here. All right, so let's go ahead. We have 2 trailers. We have the gameplay trailer and the release trailer. So let's go. Looks very Slay the Spire. Oh, yeah. Very specific art style, though, and that's fine. The art direction is what initially caught my eye. That was a really good trailer. But also like Darkest Dungeon, yeah. So hang on, we're going to take a quick look at this little gameplay screen here. So, again, very Slay the Spire-ish. We got like 6 cards in the deck, maybe, you know, something along those lines. Health, some sort of armor pool up here. The thing that I'm curious about is this choose your sin mechanic. So, oh, that was way too far. How dare you? It'd help if I hit the right button. Because there's these sins up at the top, right? Choose your sin. So there's red and blue ones at least showing up there. We have some pretty standard abilities down below in terms of just like deal damage, gain 2 counter. Interesting. Because that's one of the beauties of people taking inspiration from Slay the Spire is that because it is a fairly basic foundation, you get to expand on it in whatever way you choose. You get to try and figure out a way to re-innovate it. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the release trailer and see if we see anything extra in here. This one's really short, though. Oh, it looks so cool, though. Can we also talk about how hard that freaking music track goes? God damn. Okay, let's see if we can actually... So, one of the things, again, where we were seeing them expand on what Slay the Spire did, they were talking about how you can build your deck, and we see them combining these 2 cards to become 1 card, where you have cards that have dual purpose in them. And Slay the Spire did kind of have those where you had a choice between 2 options. You know, you could deal 3 damage or gain 3 armor. But this looks like you're actually just combining 2 separate cards to expand and build upon your deck. If this is in-game music, imagine. I would hope so. I mean, it would probably be hard with the like choice system for it to maintain the energy that it does in the trailer, but I would not complain if it had that energy because it's freaking epic. So here's what I want to see. I want to see if we're able to understand. Nope, I want to change the playback speed. I want to see if we're able to understand how this interaction right here works of choosing your sin up top. Oh, sorry. YouTube's slowdown does not play very well. So deal 20 damage. They chose this one. Did it do more than 20? How much HP? 96 down to 76. Did they have armor on? No. This isn't a... I'm guessing what it does is the sins up top add the effect to the spell that you choose. So, like, it would have added 6 piercing onto this deal 20 damage, right? And it looks like you can only use each sin a certain number of times. So you could only add 6 piercing to a spell twice. Could only gain 10 armor to a spell. But I wonder what the arrows mean. I wonder if you're granting your opponent 6 piercing. or 10 armor. Because you see how it has an arrow? There's piercing to the left, and then there's armor to the right. I wonder if it grants those benefits one direction or the other. I don't know. I'm really curious, though. Welcome in, Future Rangers. Good to see you. Crazy. This looks fantastic. And you clearly have a couple of different characters that you can play as. That was really cool. That was really cool. The aesthetic is so captivating. So it is currently available on Steam. It is in early access right this minute for $20, but it is supposed to fully release here on February 7th. Is that what I said before? Yeah, so here in just like a day or so, the full game is supposed to be out. Man, only 87 reviews on it. Feel like this game is really being slept on for how good it looks. It has a 79% positive reviews during its early access period. That is only out of 87 reviews, but that looks fantastic. I would absolutely love to see more. I'll probably have to give it a go at some point. I like Slay the Spire a lot, but I mean, once you've played a decent amount of Slay the Spire, it feels very much like you're doing the same thing. While it does have a static level of progress to it, it is not the same tangible progress that you get from games like Dead Cells that are also in that roguelike element and design. So it's really good to see how people are building and expanding upon it. So that's Nadir, a grim dark deck builder, and it definitely fits into that name super well. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've played the game, if you played the demo, or you bought into early access, let me know how it feels. Is it as good as it looks? If you are somebody that played Slay the Spire beforehand, how does it compare to Slay the Spire? And if you have not played Slay the Spire, but if you've played this, does it make you more interested in games like it? Let me know if this is your first time seeing it. Let me know how you feel about seeing it. I think it looks fantastic, but I'm very biased because I like a lot of the looks of a lot of games. But anyway, yeah, I would love to hear from you. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Speaking of Discord, we have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy. Feel like a lot of these card games are slow burns. They gain popularity later. You're probably right on that. And then one of the other things with it is going to be that all of these games will forever be compared to Slay the Spire. And obviously with the way that they're taking their inspiration from it, there's no way that they can avoid that. And I don't think that they necessarily need to avoid it, but it will be a high bar that they are putting themselves up against when they do fully release. Because we've seen a handful of these now that have all come out, and they all have very, very strong differences across them of ways that they've really tried to add their own flavor and spice into the formula that Slay the Spire designed. And whether those sit well or take off well or not is, of course, the ultimate question at the end of it all, but I like to see it. I think that first one. Did you get some good sleep after your skinathon, Future Ranger? I saw you at about the 18-hour mark, and you were looking a bit burnt. But I've done 24-hour streams before, and man, it's about hour 18 that it hits you the hardest. Like all the way up until about hour 16, you're like, yeah, and then hour 16 to 18, you're like, uh-oh, oh no, and then hour 18 hits, and you're just like, I'm still here. Quick, I need some food and another monster. And then at about hour 21, It takes about 3 hours to get past that, and about hour 21, you go into like a different mode where you're just like, all right, yeah, we got past the tired part. Let's keep going. Uh-huh. Of course, at hour 21, I could only play Dead by Daylight. I did not have the mental capacity to try to play anything else. And it was because I'd played enough Dead by Daylight that I was autopiloting the game. I was like, I don't actually have to think. That's great. I was like, I don't have to consciously play through these thoughts. Okay. Thanks, Dead by Daylight. Thanks for being a Dead Brain game. Fun. It's very fun. All right, everybody. If you have access to them, put in your YouTube swans. If you don't, put in any other emote that fits your fancy. It can be from my channel or anyone else's. It does not matter. Say hi to the new YouTube video. We're going to be checking out another one. All right, here we go. Oh, I need to change hats. Hang on. All right, here we go. Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan, and today we are checking out Karagon. Now, one of the things that doesn't show here, and it doesn't show on these other like nameplates on the end either, but it does show on the Steam page, is this is called Karagon Survival Robot Riding FPS. That's reason for interest alone. Survival robot riding FPS. Now, it does have in the tags that it's an early access open world survival crafting game, which those words are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse when it comes to games that are going into early access. This game does go into early access on February 13th, so you cannot try it if you are watching it before that date. But with a name like that, how can we not go and take a look at it? So we do have 3 trailers to check out. We have the old announcement trailer back from over a year ago that even has tagged on their official channel old, but we'll look at it anyway because that's what we like to do around here. The official gameplay trailer and the official release date trailer, release date for early access. So let's go ahead and get started and see exactly what this looks like. Do we have hands, or is it just a floating gun? You did not deal nearly enough damage to that. Oh. Yes, big metal bases to keep yourself safe from the metal robots. Oh, you scanned it so you can build one. Okay. And then you can use it to fight the other ones? Oh, I was wondering if that was a giant net. That thing died really easily. You see that giant bird thing? Okay. All right. So that was the old trailer. That was from December of 2021. So let's move forward to July of 2022 for the official gameplay trailer. What's that little knife going to do? Hopefully get you some resources. Run! Did it have little ones following it? Are they like pack mules that you can load resources onto? They look a normal animal. What the fuck is that? You shoot in the testicles? Oh my god. Gotta hit the weak spot, you right. They've gotten a lot more robot dinos in the time since the other trailer. Or at least they had more that they could show off. Wow. Okay. All right, we got one more, which is the release date trailer. When did this one come out? 2 weeks ago. Okay, January 19th of 2023. Very similar trailer so far. Very similar. Point for point on a lot of this so far. Is there new footage in here? Yes. Oh, hello. Ah, they got some new building materials. Before, we had only seen them build with, like, sheet metal, and there was stone construction there. A lot more environment details going in, too. Welcome in, Cinnamon Cocoa. Man, all right. So yeah, it is available on Steam. Well, it's going to be. There is a demo apparently that you can download right now, but the actual release for early access is going to be on February 13th. Probably midday, because its actual official date is February 14th, but time zones make that weird, right? Man, you know, I've played a lot of open world survival crafting games, and they all kind of blend together in my mind because you can only do this style of game in so many ways. But one of the things that I've said before when looking at these is that you need, if you're making one of these, to do something that sets your game truly apart. It can't just look pretty. It can't just be on a random planet instead of a Earth-like design, right? It has to have something that makes it more special. And this is a good example of something that makes it more special. I've given the example before of like 7 Days to Die, with the way that you are attacked by a full horde of zombies every 7 days. And the unique part in this one is that there are giant robots that you can fight and craft and then ride around as your mounts. So don't worry about grabbing a car. Don't worry about raising horses. Don't worry about trying to fix up a bicycle. Nah, dog. Just go out and get yourself a velociraptor and jump on the back of that. This is somebody that was very inspired by Horizon Zero Dawn, and we're like, what if I took that but made a survival open world crafting game out of it? And you know what? It works. It works. It looks cool. It works. Yeah, that's entertaining as hell and hilarious. Obviously, super indie, but I mean, that's one of the beauties of having the ease of access of modern video game design with like Unreal Engine's available to everyone for free, and you'd only have to pay for it if you make over a certain amount of money. Unity is free, and there's a lot of other development tools and dev packages and classes and stuff to make it where small teams or even completely solo individuals are able to work on games today. And so you get ideas like this that might have never really had the potential to surface in the first place. Thank you for the lurk, Cinnamon Cocoa. And make it modern so it's not just Ark. Sure, I don't know a whole lot about Ark, but I haven't heard very positive things about Ark. So, But yeah, so that's Karagon. If you go check it out, if that looks like it's something that might be up your alley. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've tried the demo, let me know how that went. Did you enjoy it? If this is your first time seeing it, let me know if you're going to go try the demo or you're just going to wait for early access. I imagine there'll be a larger amount of content and options available in early access, but it'll also probably cost money where the demo won't. And who knows, maybe the demo might disappear once early access launches, you know, so. But anyway, just a couple of things to keep in mind. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, though, two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Speaking of Discord, we have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you do watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy. Oh my lordy lord. Oh my lordy lord. It's all about shooting the raptor testicles, man. That's what it's all about. Cause like, tell me, if you're not shooting the raptor testicles, are you truly living? Oh, Athena, check out this hat. With the... Which one is this? I have 3 of them like this, all with a different animal on them. And then we have a crane and a koi, I believe, are the other 2. And they're all this really nice embroidery. All right. Make it where you guys can see a little bit better. How are you, Eve? How is the northern reaches of Europe? We got a whole lot more snow over the last couple of days, and it's bullshit. Man, Geek of Oz, this is a badass fucking paladin. This is cool. Check out this gold. Those cuatro amigos. Oh, yeah? Look at their freaking gold centurion. This thing is badass. Oh, it's Goblin Slayer. Looks way better gold. Wow, Poison Heart. Your Halloween variant of your vampire turned out really good. That's fantastic, too. What is this? Tier Paladin. You know, whenever I see skins like this, because this is one that you got from the Gods event, right? It's tier. But when I see this, my brain goes, so is it a tier paladin because it's named a tier paladin, like this Artemis Archer, or is there a streamer whose name is Artemis? Because it could be that the streamer's name is just Artemis, right? Geek of Oz Paladin, Artemis Archer. My brain does it every time I see one of those skins. Decent. Took the stitches out a few days ago, and yes, we got snow now. Our road has walls of snow higher than me. Thankfully, we had a little bit of warmth come through to melt probably about 1.5 to 2 feet of the built-up snow, but on the sides of my driveway where I'd been blowing it, it was taller than me. It was great. Lovely. We got a decent amount of... I don't know what we're doing. We're just going to go fast. It's a 1 skull. It means we win by default, right? Right? Not always, but that's what I'm saying. So then the actual 6-foot walls of snow on the side of the road that's packed with ice. Yeah, ours thankfully haven't gotten that tall. thankfully. Melted half a foot and instead made it into packs of ice covering the snow under. Yeah, we hovered around like 35 to 40 degrees, which would probably be around like 1 to 3 degrees Celsius. We floated around that temperature for like a week, which definitely helped clear some stuff off. It obviously didn't get rid of it because it wasn't quite warm enough for it to really melt, but it did get rid of a bit of it, which helped. Athena and Horit with the gold. Boom, boom, motherfuckers. I never get to play as a buster, so I place one. We've been around -11 up to -2, so we're kind of melted with the direct sun, but not enough for it to actually melt properly. Yeah. It's rough. I'm tired of it. I'm normally fine in the winter. Like, I'll normally do all right, but this winter in particular has been a lot. A lot. I don't think there's anything else to grab. No. I might grab this, though. So I might want to compare it. Hush you. Okay. We'll just do it like that for now. Okay. Time again, everybody, to put in your YouTube swans, your Pog swans, your Reswans, or whatever other emote fits your fancy, whether it's from my channel or any other. There is not much coming out this week. This very first week of February is the lull before the storm. It's the next, like, 3 weeks that it's just tons of video games coming out. So we're going to react to a couple of things that aren't releasing this week. And a couple of things we're reacting to are actually things that release next week that are being reacted to this week so that there's space for games next week. Hi, everyone. I am new to the internet. Are you? How are you new to... What brings you to the vast wide world of the internet? Francie, hello. Fender, I feel as though you have wandered into a very bad place. Don't know if this is where you want to be. Francie, you showed up at a good time. I know that you are very interested in this particular title as well. Someone said the internet has cats. You are correct. 2 things that keep the internet alive, and there's one word to describe both of them. Anyway, here we go. Put in your YouTube swans or any other emotes. Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan, and today we are checking out Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Now, with Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I have been waiting for this game for years. 6 years? I don't remember. Feels like a long time. It's been a really hot minute, okay? Grand Blue Fantasy is originally a mobile gacha game that is still not actually have a proper English release in the West, so you can't easily play it. There are ways to do so if you wanted to, but I'm just letting you know you can't just open up your app store. One of the first wildly successful mobile gacha games, to the point that it kind of just really inflated this company's revenue to the point that they're like, we can do whatever we want now. So they funded like a full anime for Grand Blue Fantasy, and then they started to look at larger projects like Grand Blue Fantasy Project Relink is what it was originally called, and then they've just dropped the word project from it. And then the other game, which was Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which released a couple of years ago and is actually getting a sequel out this year as well. And this game was originally going to be developed by Platinum Games. Platinum Games worked on it for a couple of years. They were only being contracted to build the combat for it. Platinum Games are the creators behind games like Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, Bayonetta, Astral Chain, and Nier Automata. And so you got a pedigree of really fantastic action combat in there, and I was like, I'm ready. This looks great. And it was supposed to release in 2019. And then they're like, nope. It was going to release same day and date as Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. That didn't happen. And then they're like, all right, 2020. We didn't hear shit in 2020. They're like, 2021, we got you. Yeah? No. December 2021 came out, and they're like, by the way, it's going to be later. We'll just go with later. And you're like, is everything okay? And they're like, oh, yeah. And then they were finally like, all right, 2023, that's the year. Hey, when in 2023? I don't know. 2023, though, that's when it'll be here. This game was originally announced for PlayStation 4, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, it's been long enough. What if we also put it on PlayStation 5? And maybe that's why we are where we are at this point in time. I'm looking forward to this game. I am not invested in Grand Blue Fantasy whatsoever. This game just looks like a really fantastic, awesome action RPG. So I'm ready to see the latest trailer for it. This just came out at I think it's called Grand Fest or Grand Blue Fest. It's a convention dedicated to this game and this franchise. This just released a couple of weeks ago. So, let's go.
What do you think is out there? At the end of the sky realm, I mean. A wall, maybe? Hey, can I ask you something? We're getting closer to our goal and everything. I was thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful if our adventures never ended?
That's how you get into time loop things. Pocket dimensions. Don't wish too much for stuff like that.
Allow such deeds to go unpunished.
That is very different. That looks sick.
Our goals eclipse one another. His name is Id, one of Avia's top breed, said to be the Skydom's strongest.
Wow, the spell effects have gotten intense.
Wow, I can't imagine captaining a crew at your age. I'm not exactly a slouch myself.
Make it worth my while, Skyfarers.
Captain, I'll clear a path. Stay close. Upheld by fangs of gleaming ice! Seal their fate.
Cue the action music.
Let our blades do the talking. Ready.
This looks sick. Oh. Why, hello. Stop blowing holes in my ship!
Give in.
Damn, who the fuck are you?
Go time. No eye contracting.
Wow.
Run, but they can't fly from the Grand Cipher. Not while I'm helmsman.
We promised to meet up.
Yeah, Eve, it was originally a mobile gacha game.
You can save me.
It's one of the oldest ones. It's like 15 years old now. And it's still going, by the way. It's still actively
The
supported and
stars
developed
await.
and stuff.
And we mustn't keep them.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're committed to that 2023 bit still? So I did pull up 5 years ago, January 24th, 2018. This was one of the first major pieces of gameplay that we got to see for it. So I'm going to just play a little bit of this. I'm going to skip through it a bit. Mind you, look how good this game looked 5 years ago. Like, this is what they were showing us and advertising to us 5 years ago, and everyone was like, I will pay you right now. But this part where they're just walking around, this isn't the only part of the game that they show off. This is just them kind of like flexing about how pretty things look. Now, mind you, this could be pre-baked and stuff like that. And I'm guessing some things have gone wrong in development. There's no way that this game would have been in development for as long as it is if there wasn't issues at this point, because that's a really long development cycle for any games, and game development cycles have gotten longer now, but at the same time, it's really, really long. But they were also kind enough to show us what the combat system looked like at the time. Now, mind you, you're going to see that this looks very, very different from the combat that we just saw in the latest trailer. This is 5 years ago. This was also the combat system that was designed and developed by Platinum Games, so it's going to look different because I'm guessing that they've largely scrapped Platinum Games' work at this point because it's just been so long. But it looked really good back then. I am curious just how different it's going to look as the final product, because at that point, with such a long amount of development, this game that we're looking at right now, this game doesn't exist anymore. Obviously, it's the same characters because they're the main characters from Grand Blue, but at the same time, this game likely does not exist. This game probably has been almost wholly scrapped at that point, and they had to start largely over with probably due to either engine changes, or when they moved to support the PlayStation 5, or as new ideas went forward, or because they scrapped the work from Platinum Games. I'm not saying that they did, I'm just guessing that they did. But even then, back then, this game looked absolutely fantastic, and I'm ready to play it, dog. A couple other things that are really cool about this game is that obviously they haven't talked about if they're going to put in additional monetization for it, but we're all expecting it to be a relatively standalone release, probably going to be priced at $70 because that's the new price of video games. No, I don't agree. I think it's stupid and I hate it. But with Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, they also said that one of the things you're going to have the option of is you are going to be able to play through the entire story co-op, which is really, really cool, because there's not a whole lot of RPGs in general that will let you do that will have a fully supported multiplayer co-op experience built in. Multiplayer at all, right? Let alone something that you're able to play through it together. Sometimes they'll have a kind of tacked on multiplayer mode where it might be kind of like almost like an arena style game, but no, you can play through the story on this one. What are other games that have been in dev hell forever, and how do they turn out? My immediate answer to my own question is Duke Nukem Forever. Final Fantasy 15 is one of the most immediate answers that falls into this exact same genre that you could go with. Final Fantasy 15 was originally announced as Final Fantasy Versus 13 back in 2006. I want to say, and it didn't release until 2016. It was announced for the PlayStation 3. It ended up releasing on the PlayStation 4, and it even got a name change from Final Fantasy Versus 13 to Final Fantasy 15. And development, they went through 2 or 3 directors, and development restarted about 5 times. And the final product, after having everything scrapped, was wholly developed in about a time span of around 18 months. But there was 10 years worth of total work put into it that just never actually, like, it was a whole bunch of wasted time and effort. So, and that's a lot of the basis that I'm going on with Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, because of the way that they've hired multiple companies, and those companies have been added and removed from the project, and the sheer number of years that have been put into it tells me that there's been significant issues on the development side, especially because while this latest trailer looks really good, right? This is beautiful. Like, I think this game's art direction is really, really great. I think it looks fantastic. But looking at this compared to when I think her name is Catalina. When Catalina is walking around in town, there is actually not a very significant fidelity difference, in my opinion, from, I have to leave this. Can I do large player? From this to this, there is not a very, this is an older trailer in a lower frame rate, and you can kind of see the blur on the texture here on the house on the top left. It's not quite as defined. The black edging isn't quite as defined as the brickwork on this house here, but they're very similar art directions. The quality of things are very similar to my eye. There is definitely a level of detail that is present in the new trailer that there's a bit of blur present in the old trailer, but there's not a noticeable step in quality. In fact, in some ways, like, I think actually like these trees better than I like these ones, but that might be just a matter of personal preference. So it's not like the game was like really going through a massive visual change or upgrade, at least not that I feel is noticeable on a world design in these trailers. These spell effects that they show off in combat are pretty intense, though, and look really good, and are significantly larger and flashier than what we see in the combat section of this trailer. This trailer's combat still looks really, really good, but the spell effects are definitely much more contained, right? There is, I can play it for you. There's a special attack here at the end where we see a larger attack go off, but even this larger attack, while it looks great, it's super cool, that is about on the same level of what we're seeing just singular characters do as what looks like almost normal parts of combat in these trailers, where they're just using big ice moves and stuff, big flashy attacks throughout the combat sections of this little preview here. So I think part of it could have been that they just really went a lot heavier and higher with the visual design of the spells, but who knows, right? And we might not ever know, because sometimes devs will give those behind-the-scenes interviews, but we don't always actually get them. We can hope. Not everyone cares, but obviously I care because I'm still rambling about it. So, plus lots of camera angles, dramatic camera movement, right? Might not be a dev issue if there are corporate or investor conflicts. Yeah, and given that I believe Cygames is based out of China, I don't think that we will ever even know that either. So I'm not sure how I like the modern style of moving towards a lot of visual clutter rather than more detailed, simpler spells. It's a matter of preference. Some people like the visual spectacle, but some people don't. I mean, I think there's selling points for both. I also think it depends on the total game design. If you compare something that's like a spectacle fighter like Bayonetta to something that's a bit slower and pulled back like Dragon's Dogma, to where the level of detail of the spells have different types of effect based on the tone, pacing, and style and presentation of the game. So obviously, everyone's able to have their preference, but I think it really heavily depends on just the general presentation and gameplay style on what works better than the other one within the idea of them trying to still be in a similar space. But that's Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. We still do not have a hard release date. The release window is 2023, which is not helpful, and this release date has been moved and moved and moved and moved and moved. It's supposed to be out on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 and Steam. I hope that we see it eventually. At this point, I think I'm hoping that maybe we'll get a release date trailer during the summer gaming events, whether that is E3 or the Summer Games Fest, whichever one that ends up being. I hope that we get a date at that event. Because it's time for this game to release. And I bet the investors are feeling something similar about, like, this game has been in development for a little long time. It's time for us to get a paycheck out of it. So I'm ready. I hope that the game is nearing ready, and I will be very excited to play it when it does come around. So let me know what your thoughts are. If you are a fan of Grand Blue Fantasy, the mobile gacha game, are you excited for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink? If this is your first time being introduced to this world and franchise, one, welcome. I hope you liked this little glimpse into it. There are more trailers for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, like 2 or 3 extra ones that I can think of right off the top of my head that show off even more than what we looked at today. The game maintains a very similar visual style and presentation across those, so what you saw today is a definite good idea of what you're going to be getting. Well, what you're going to be looking at if you go look at those other trailers. So hopefully those are deliver along the final product as well. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, 2 great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Speaking of Discord, we have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you do watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy. It's time. Well, like, seriously though, it's time that we get that friggin' game. How long are these trailers? Pause. Stop singing to me. That's creepy. All right. As long as the budget isn't like 50% spent on eyes, I am usually not too bothered. Is that a reference to something? Is there a game where they spent half of their budget on eyes? Or is that a jab at Bloodborne? Alrighty then. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Put in your YouTube swans, everybody. To jab at most animations. Okay. So just wanted to check. I want to make sure that you weren't aware of like some game that are like, yeah, we spent half our entire budget on trying to develop realistic looking eyes and they still look awful. Anyway. Put in your YouTube swans or any other emote that fits your fancy. We'll do this other one. We'll run a battle, and then we got one more. The last one should take about 15 minutes-ish, so maybe we'll run that next battle a little bit early, but we'll see. All right, here we go. Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan, and today we are checking out Souls of Kronos. Now, despite the very lovely artwork that's on screen, I cannot tell you how unprepared you are for how this game actually looks. But I will tell you that you should expect something very cute. This is I believe, an action anime JRPG, but I will let the game speak for itself. We have 2 trailers, the announcement trailer that came from September of 2022, and then the launch trailer. This game releases, I believe, like February 14th. But we'll double check. But I don't want to click on the Steam page up here because I want you to get to see for yourself what this looks like. They don't actually show the game in these trailers. Okay, there it is. Okay, I was like, that dude is dead. I was like, the game's cute and there's a fucking corpse in the middle of the street. You know, this is not a jab at the game, but it's going to sound like one. This looks so much like a game that I played in my browser when I shouldn't have been at school on like Candyland or something like that. I can't remember, or like Congregate or on Newgrounds or something like that. Like, I definitely feel like I recognize a very similar perspective and gameplay design from that era. Maybe that dates me a bit, but regardless, and that's not a bad thing. There was definitely plenty of games on Newgrounds and Congregate, cool math games, Candyland, and stuff like that that I played a lot because they were fun. Maple Story, the JRPG, reminds me about the Trails games, like Trails in the Sky, Trails of Cold Steel. Sure, yeah, they have that chibi art style as well. All right, this is the launch trailer. Wait, February 14th, releasing globally. There you go. See, I was right. I always get a bit skeptical when I see repeated footage from one trailer to the next, but we immediately got new footage, so. And then reused footage. It's fine. They're just showing off their really cute character designs. GG. Game looks like it could be fun, though. At least for me personally, when it comes to action-style RPGs, the visuals are really, really nice in that, right? But also it's just about how enjoyable is it to play. Like, do my attacks feel good when they connect? Do I feel good when I get good time counters or dodges and stuff like that? You can have a game that 100% looks like this, and it be just as fun as a game like Bayonetta, as long as it is designed correctly, where your attacks feel weighty, like you're actually impacting them with a meaningful hit, and where you get to feel that hit of serotonin and dopamine of like, I'm a fucking badass because you got the perfect timed parry block, and then they get launched away and you're like, I'm coming for you, bitch. It doesn't have to be like really high end. It can look exactly like this and still be an immense amount of fun. That's all that's available in terms of video marketing. Have you guys developed anything else, Futu Studio? You have. You develop... Oh, well, this game isn't out yet either. It's called Shanghai Summer. We'll have to check that out some other time. It's a visual novel. And then Astrolab Games was on the front of it, but they're the publisher, so they might have their names on a handful of different things. So looks like it largely might be the debut game for the developers. Is there anything else that's in here? It doesn't have a pre-order price on it at this time. Let's see if there's anything else that we can see in the artwork for it, though. Because sometimes you get a little bit extra in these. Such cute artwork. And I think this is a good opportunity where, like, the video really helped. Because, like, if I saw this image, right? This image initially would have talked to me as though it was maybe a turn-based tactical strategy RPG like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem. Anything else in here? Look at this. This is so cute. Like, look at this. I'm trying to zoom in on the cat and it zoom ins on the old man. Look at this kitty. Wonder if you can climb this ladder. You can. You can see on the mini map that the blue walk path has the ability to go up the ladder. So, goddamn game. Look at this. GG. Anyway, let's go back to the Steam page real quick and see if there's anything else. What the fuck is that? This looks cutscene-y. I'm going to assume that it has English because the trailers were in English. They normally will say if it's not in English on the Steam page, so, and I don't see that on here, so hopefully that means that there is an English version available for it. I'm going to read this quick description. What does that word mean? In a poly-apocalyptic world? What does poly-apocalyptic mean? Hold on. I assume, like, is that just a typo? Poly-apocalypse. Not Polygon Apocalypse. What? polyapocalyptic. No, I did not mean post-apocalyptic. That's why I'm confused. Okay, I think it's just a typo. It's probably a translation error. Okay, in a polyapocalyptic world in turmoil, a young boy and a young girl crossed paths in the midst of a crisis. In the harbor town of Estella, the home of the legendary Seven, he's yucky. A lucky young boy, Sid, bonded with a special girl named Tori, or as people referred to her as Cronus, in the nick of time when facing his impending death. This is definitely a rough translation. While investigating a mysterious crime, the duo find themselves entangled in a vicious torrent that could completely shake up Estella's fragile peace. The wheel of fortune slowly turns. Okay, this game is cute as F. I would definitely like to give it a try. I'm curious how long it is. The reason that I say that is because initially with these hyper indie games like this, right, my first thought is that they'll be short. But we just had an indie RPG come out, which was called Broken Chains? Broken Echoes? Broken Echoes? Is that the name of the game? Broken Necks. No. Anyway. Chain of Echoes? I don't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. And it was an indie RPG, and it ended up being like a 40-hour game, and I was really surprised because I expected it to be smaller because it was from a very new studio. And man, it's gonna bug me now. I know where I can get the answer. It's literally right here. If I just go look, give me just a couple more moments. Just a couple more moments. Chained Echoes. I was close. I was very, very close. I said Broken Chains and Broken Echoes, but I didn't say Chained Echoes. Anyway, so yeah, for all I know, this game could be another like 20, 30, 40-hour experience, but my initial brain goes, it's probably like 8. Either way, it looks cute, looks fun, and I hope it actually delivers on those platforms. Let me know what your thoughts are, though. What do you think of Souls of Chronos? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, 2 great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Speaking of Discord, we have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you go watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy. I forgot to change hats, motherfucker, yeah. It's fine. Hope, what are you doing? Dreidel, I made it out of clay. Hi, Hope. You're here, I see you. You have more than one hat? Damn it, Fender. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, yes, I do. And that's only about 1/3 of them. Oh, Lord. Fender getting me with those troll comments. You know, if there's like, I don't know if I'd call it like a toxic streamer trait or whatever, right? But man, if there's one trait that is like, I won't say that it's bad, but there are bad things about it that I know I have, is that I am really easy to troll as the streamer. 1 Barbarian, 3 Flag Bearers, and 10 gold going to Athena, Fender, and OGH Thinned. Like, boy howdy. Every question I take as fully serious and literal. Like, you will ask what feels like the most blatant question that you're like, this is the most troll-ass question. And I will start trying to answer it like it was a test question to get into college, bro. And then someone would be like, they're fucking with you, man. And I'm like, so they are. So they are. Depends on the heart of the troller, I would say. It depends on how well I know the troller, too. Because I just assume that everything that Eve says now is trolling. Eve said it, probably a troll. That's not true. Like, Eve will definitely provide, like, genuine thoughts on a lot of different, like the conversations that we were having earlier about Grand Blue and animation and design and stuff like that. But, you know, that's very obvious not trolling. But if the sentence doesn't come out like that, I just automatically assume that Eve is trolling me. Like Nintendo getting exclusive release of Final Fantasy 16, dude, just fucking do it. I just want to do it just so that I can watch the internet burn, okay? That's the sole reason. I want them to announce a month before the game releases, being like, sorry, not releasing exclusive on PlayStation 5. Actually, it is releasing exclusively as the cloud streamed version on Nintendo Switch. That's your only option to play it. I just want to watch the internet burn for like until it got ported to something else. Final Fantasy would be a name that is spat every time. I want that April Fool's joke right now. Like, God, because I feel like every time Final Fantasy 16 cloud version, Nintendo exclusive. This is Nintendo and Epic Games Store release only. It is a Nintendo exclusive that you are only able to purchase through the Epic Games Store. MVJ is playing Final Fantasy 15 and watching Schwan. How are you enjoying Final Fantasy 15? Is this your first time playing it, MVJ? This game is fucking cute as F. I need to... Hang on a second. I'm moving this off screen so I can log into Steam on this browser so that I can put this game on my wish list. No, not install Steam. Get out of here. Beat it a few years ago to doing a new game plus or whatever. All right, that's cool. I was just curious because I would actually love to talk to somebody that plays Final Fantasy 15 for the first time today, like in a modern age and time. Final Fantasy 15 is a game that I would also really, really like to go back and play again. It's been a long time since I've played it, and so I would love to see how I feel about it today. People like you, if you play it, yeah, sure, Eve. Okay. I did sign in, Steam. Don't be like this. Thank you. I also need to add Kerrigan onto my wish list. I maybe shouldn't have signed in onto Steam on this browser because that's... If I am able to add games to my wish list while we're doing these reactions, my wish list is already bloated. The last thing I need to do is just start slapping a bunch of extra games on there. All right, guys. Are you ready to talk about this shit? Oh, God. All right, here we go. I'm so psyched for my PS5 arriving, though. Getting Ragnarok and Demon Souls immediately. And Ratchet and Clank, right? That's the one that I knew that you were really hyped about, was Ratchet and Clank. And Demon Souls. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. It's too late. All right. Let's talk about this shit. All right, everybody. Put in your YouTube swans, your Pog swans, or any other emote that fits your fancy. It doesn't need to be from my channel. It can be on any of your from anyone else's. Just a way to say hi to the new YouTube video. I put my controller down to talk in chat. Now I've just placed it. You're locked in here with us now, NVJ. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. That's the way. That's the rules. All right. Fuck. Just follow the cord. Wait. Yeah, damn. All right. Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan, and today we are checking out The Day Before. Now, this is the once promised and finally revealed 10 minutes gameplay trailer for The Day Before. A game that at one time was the #1 most wishlisted game on Steam. I believe it is only currently being beaten out by Hogwarts Legacy. And, well, I say that, except it doesn't exist on Steam anymore because this game was supposed to be releasing on March 1st of 2023, I believe. And then the devs came out and were like, oh, well, there was a trademark issue, you see, and we didn't actually trademark The Day Before we announced it, and someone else went and trademarked the game. So we're dealing with that, and so we're going to delay the game by 8 months. Yeah, we're going to delay it till November, and everyone's like, wait, if the game was done or ready to be released in March, I don't think a trademark issue is the reason that you're delaying it for 8 months. But one of the memes that have been going around about this game is that this game doesn't exist. Now, I will say that I believe that some form of this game exists more than some of the other games that don't exist. Freaking Abandoned being the most notable of which what was the name of those developers? Blue Box, I think. So, yeah, I do believe that there is something that exists for The Day Before because I just want to believe that it does. Not because I'm super hyped for this game, just because I feel like there might be, I'm not saying it's a good build, I'm not saying that it's a meaningful build, but I do feel like there is a rough development build that it does exist that is not near the product that people are expecting or that has been advertised, but I do think it does exist. And this gameplay trailer, I hope, kind of gives us an idea of how much of that does exist. But the developers, Fanatical, whatever your freaking name is, does it say it somewhere in here that is easy for me to check? Yeah, Fantastic is their name. The only game that they've released really before this was Prop Night. Prop Night. Because Prop Hunt's a different game. Prop Night is the game that they released that is akin to Dead by Daylight, but there was a lot of chicanery that went on with that game's marketing and release and development cycle as well. And The Day Before, they've also had issues with as well. To the point that they were asking for unpaid volunteer developers to help them work on specific sections of this game, which, fuck you, no. Pay your fucking workers. But anyway, regardless of all of that, a game that was at one point the most wishlisted game on Steam is currently not able to be seen on Steam, and they were going to show off this 10-minute trailer until that trademark issue showed up. And then they had to wait a little while, and now they're ready to show it to us now. Hey, Rochi, welcome in. Now, one of the other things, though, that I will say before we get any farther is that this trailer starts out, and I'll see if I can find it after we get through this, shot for shot, moment for moment, beat for beat, millisecond to millisecond copy of another game's trailer. But I'll see if I can find that with a quick search after we check this out. So, now that you know where we're at, let's see what this looks like. No HUD or UI? Not currently. Hang on. Well, here's something that... Let me go back a second. Here's something that is a bit of a good sign, okay? Watch up here if you can see my mouse. Watch this house and the trees next to it. I believe we saw some texture pop in. Yeah, you see the pop-in going on with the textures? That's actually a good sign. The pop-in, like, while it looks bad from a marketing standpoint, it means that it's not pre-rendered. Because for the most part, pre-rendered work, you don't have pop-in because it loaded and rendered everything before you started moving, essentially. So that's actually a good sign to see. It means that this might actually be somebody playing it and it's not a fully prefab showcase, but that's just a small thing, right? Okay. Hold on, wait. What are you crafting these with? It says you can craft them. Oh, I see, okay. There is some basic materials that are shown underneath it. Like, the bandages need 8 cloth and 20 med, I'm guessing, medical. So does the Tylenol. And then the bullets need 25 screws, which is probably like 25 basic metals and 5 science or whatever. Those matte textures, though, yeah, some of, like, the light pole and some of the environments, it was, there wasn't a texture on it. It might as well have been a dev texture. But again, that's okay. Anthem did have someone play it and it was completely prefabbed. Yeah, but Anthem came from BioWare and EA. There's a lot more money in that. I don't know if these people have the money or the skill to do what Anthem did. Okay. Pretty stock standard weapon customization page. Whatever happened must have happened recently because almost all power generation plants will be shut down after 48 hours of being unattended. Whether it needs to be supervised or not. Unless they send people to the power plant and had them figure out how to run it. Oh, right. Well, there was a study that was done that it was depending on the power plant that some of the power plants could run for a while, right? Even without attendance on them. I forget which different, like, if it's a coal power plant, you got 24 hours. But there was some that they could run unattended for, like, up to a month or something like that. Show us looting something. Yeah, this game is kind of marketed like Escape from Tarkov meets The Last of Us, or like The Division meets The Last of Us, which is a very appealing idea and concept, but a lot of people were really highly questioning whether this is something that the developers could pull off because they have so little experience, which is understandable. It's okay. The game wasn't meant to be released in 1 month. Nobody believed the game was releasing in March. Not a single soul. FCC fried crispy chicken. Oh, baby. Get me some of that. Interesting, okay. I mean, that's a cute puzzle, but I'm not sure what the purpose of it is. I don't know why you'd be concerned about potentially the alarm being on when very clearly you just opened fire on zombies and didn't care about making noise. Sure, they have a suppressor on their rifle, but that's not going to matter. It's more of a safety cutout built into the system because a nuclear plant should be able to theoretically run unattended until the fuel source runs out. If there's a malfunction critical enough to force a shutdown. Okay. This gameplay footage just be wanting to watch the new series on HBO. Has anyone seen it? Oh, it's that Mario game, right? Mario Kart, right? With Pedro Pascal? It's a game suppressor. Yeah, that's it. That said, okay, like, seriously, I really love Escape from Tarkov. I've played that game more than I should have. And if this game functions along those lines, which it already looks like it kind of does, it's just going to be Tarkov with zombies, like, fuck yeah, man. It's one of the reasons I was initially interested in the game as a concept. BVS.
If you are outside, please find a shelter or another safe place. All citizens are strongly urged to remain calm. All citizens are advised not to leave their homes. Lock on.
Bro's gun is loud as shit. Okay, there is a little bit of UI. I didn't notice it initially, but there is a current ammo in firearm and backup ammunition down in the bottom right. It's down here. So there is some element of a UI. Although, can we go back to that looting screen real quick? Is there anything else on this screen? It hasn't. They haven't had that open for very long. So there's an equipment screen. You have helmet, eyes, shirt, armor, backpack, gloves, underwear, and pants. That definitely looks like an underwear slot, basically. And then two primary weapons, a pistol and a melee weapon, and then your backpack.
Citizens are advised not to leave.
Real quick, hang on. Let me go back here. What else do they do on this menu real quick? We're at 7:05. So this is specifically at a workbench, right? So it'll have different menus. So they have craft, modifications, and dismantling. So you can take stuff apart, you can make stuff, and then you can edit your gun. And so like this electric screwdriver, they're going to take the electric screwdriver apart, and they get 4 metal and 2 science, or whatever they end up calling these. Okay. Back to 7:05. No, we were a little bit past that. Has anyone... I'm sure someone has, because this game is under such heavy scrutiny. Has anyone fucking counted to see if this is the right number of bullets that are being emptied out of this magazine? Because one of these shots, that felt like 3. I don't know if that felt like 7. That felt like more than 5. They're at 20. They went down to 15. That felt like more than 5. Ammo and firing mode. That was 5? Alright, if you say so, Rochi. I'll believe you. I'm not looking for a gotcha, but I am looking for a gotcha. Just because people need to feel... This game is under the heaviest scrutiny that any game has been under. The long spray felt like a little more than was indicated. It only said 7 rounds. But that one I felt like it was 7. We don't see any form of a health system at all. They crafted bandages and showed Tylenol and stuff that would imply that a health system of some sort exists, or is planned anyway, but it is not currently in the game. Well, currently it is not shown off in this trailer, is what I should say. That gun is way too quiet for a silenced AK variant. Video game suppressors are always lies. Who knows? Maybe they're using subsonic ammo, and that's why it's so quiet. No guns, not dangerous. Oh, yeah? All right. Wow, you walked around that corner way too comfortably for me. Flashlights look good. Alright, it has soft magazines. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Just something I always check to see if a game has hard or soft magazines. Of course, I don't think we saw magazines in their inventory anywhere.
The day before, November 10th, 2023.
What the fuck was that? Alright, so let's see if I can't find that, the day before COD Zombies. No, that's not what I wanted. Let me see if this is just immediately available. Damn, it's not here, unfortunately. I'll throw this trailer up as well. We talked and looked at this trailer. So this is the trailer that they had shown off. When was this shown off? This was October 15th, 2021. And nobody believed them at this trailer either, because this just looks pre-rendered. This should be the trailer where they go into the mall, I think. Let me see if that's this one. Yeah, okay. Now, mind you, we just watched the trailer that came out, like, this week. This is what they tried to pass off as gameplay whenever I said. This looks better and completely unbelievable. Now, mind you, if they get these big environments, that's really cool. Are they going to get these big environments? That is yet to be seen. This was the first time that we actually got to see anything along the lines of an interface either. Because, like, he loots this, and I remember people breaking this section down really hard, and even this interface looks different. You can see similar icons and stuff. Like, that's definitely the same electric drill that they showed off in the more recent thing. It's very similar, right? Upper body in terms of, like, clothing, armor, gloves. Lower body in terms of pants, underwear, and shoes in this one. And then a backpack. Head is helmet or headwear and eyewear. So, I mean, it's similar in that way. There's actually also a health, food, and energy meter on this one, but nobody believes this one is real. I completely understand why nobody believes this one is real, because comparing this one and how good, genuinely, this one looks compared to what we just got done watching. Now, mind you, I didn't dislike what we just saw. I would still be interested in the game that we just watched, right? But that is very clearly not the game that we are looking at here. Look at this backpack. Very different customization look. I call bullshit because those would be the first vehicles to break down and no one would be able to fix them. That's the other part. No one would be able to fix them. So someone trying to compete in the Tarkov style, we don't even know at this point, Vandashar. We don't know if they're trying to compete with The Division, if they're trying to compete with Tarkov, if they're trying to compete with The Last of Us, or if they're trying to compete with all of the above or smush them together. Who knows? But what we do know is that this game, at least at this point, doesn't exist. I do think that this game, in some form, does exist, especially because in this earlier section when they're going through this city, there is some definite texture pop in, some textures that aren't loaded, like this fucking light pole right here. I don't know how well you guys can see this. This light pole's texture is just not there. This pole has no texture whatsoever at all. It looks like it's made out of PVC or Play-Doh or something like that. And we do see some texture pop in and some shadow pop in and stuff as they're going through this area. This is a bit more believable that this could be an actual video game. Is it? Who knows, man. Is this game going to release in November? You know, I don't know. Probably not. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, oh well. It's a you know, sometimes you just gotta let your dreams be dreams, man. And sometimes dreams don't come true. So whatever people were dreaming about for this game to be, I don't think it's ever going to be that. I do hope that we do get something along these lines, because I would like more games within this space. Because I feel like too many games go too hard on the open world survival crafting and not on the type of like they go on the world customization side rather than I'm just gonna call it the Tarkov style, where you're trying to go out and get loot and bring it back and do stuff with it. I do hope that there is some sort of quest system in it, because I like to have some form of notable progression in it. An open game that has no directive, where it is just make your own fun, does not work very well for me. But who knows? We need to see a whole lot more. There's a money system, a weight system, a inventory slots we can see up in the top right, so that helps a little bit. So Humvees are hilariously unreliable. They sure are. If you want a car in the broke down world, you grab a Toyota. True facts, actually. You'd be able to take off the garbage truck from the first trailer. Toyota, Honda, or some overly mass-produced diesel truck, because they have like 5 engines between them, all of them. Diesel especially, if you know what you're doing, you can get diesel engines to run on a lot of things. So I just want a Fallout 5 at this point. Eve, we might all be dead from the heat death of the universe by that point. They said that they aren't going to work on Fallout 5 until Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. So we still need Starfield to come out. And then after Starfield, we need Elder Scrolls 6. So that's going to be in 10 years. And then they said they will start development on Fallout 5. So they need to give Fallout to somebody else. Like, because they either need to hire more people and start another dev team so that you have 2 teams working at the same time, one group working on Elder Scrolls and one group working on Fallout, or they just need to let another company do it. You have the ability to do that. Anyway, yeah. I'll probably be dead before the next Fallout comes out. We're all going to die from climate change by that point in time. So, you know, don't worry too much about it. Just
the day before, November 10th, 2023,
releasing on who knows at that point. This game, They also announced at one point that they're like, oh, well, we switched to Unreal Engine 5, which has been such a convenient excuse for, like, creepo developers, right? They're like, oh, we decided to update to Unreal Engine 5, so we had to delay the game a little bit. And everyone's like, why would you do that? Unreal Engine 4 works just fine. And that is not a smart financial decision if you were actually near completing your game. Because in lots of major game developments, they will choose an engine and a version of that engine, and you don't update the version. For example, I can use like Final Fantasy VII Remake as an example. Final Fantasy VII Remake was developed on Unreal Engine 4, and it was developed on a version of Unreal Engine 4. The version is from like 2017, despite the game releasing in 2020. Is that when it came out? Yes, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was 2019. So, and the developer straight up said, we chose this engine, we chose this version, you do not update it because it might break shit. And so when devs are like, we're updating to Unreal Engine 5, everyone goes, your game's nowhere close to fucking done yet, is it? And I don't think the day before is close to being done yet either. Will we get it one day? I hope so. Is it real? I think so. Is it going to be what's been advertised to us? Fuck no. But we'll see where it goes from here. We're probably not going to hear anything from the devs for a hot minute. If we hear anything, we might get another trailer somewhere around the summer gaming events like E3 and the Summer Games Fest, and it'll be another trailer, and it'll announce another delay. They'll be like, all right, we're going to release it April 17th, 2024. Sorry. And that's where we'll end up being for that. So anyway, that's the day before. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. I'd love to hear from you. It's been a journey for this game as well as for the people that are interested in it. I'm going to maintain interest in it because it does fit a style of game that I like a lot. But I am with you on all of the skepticism. But, you know, here we are. We'll see what happens next, if something happens next. Let me know what your thoughts are. Put them down in the comments below. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Speaking of Discord, we have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to that channel. This one. That one. The one you're watching right now. Okay, thanks, bye. All right, anyway, and if you do go check out one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy. Oh, man. Oh, man. This fucking game. All right. We need to run the battle. Hey, play the music. They need to make a new engine for Fallout. That poor engine they've been keeping running with duct tape staples along with hopes and prayers. Yeah. It was barely functional to keep Fallout 4 running. I mean, Fallout 4 at least did play better than Fallout 3 in New Vegas. I don't think it's a better game, but it did play better. But I agree. Their engine, they've pushed beyond what it should have done at this point. I'm having the Fallout itch to the point I kind of want to start 76. I've been told that Fallout 76 at this point is actually a acceptable game. I don't know if that's people just huffing the copium really hard, but I have seen more people say like, yeah, Fallout 76 is a okay Fallout game at this point, and you can definitely get some enjoyment out of it. But, you know, that took lots of updates and lots of pushback and lots of discourse and controversy and them being a shitty company, so. Two Paladins and two Bombers going to Fender and Athena Latina. All right, everybody. Like I said, it's going to be a shorter stream today. So we're going to close that down, and we're going to go see where we're going. I will be back on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we're going to be doing some more production stuff. We're going to be trying to get the details for the Swan Dives figured out, because I do want to get those started. And then we'll also be recording the review for Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, as well as the thoughts that we had on the Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line demo that we played. Eve wants some squats. I will give you some squats for sure. But I'm only giving you the squats. But I will give you the Zach Fair squats since I just mentioned Crisis Core. All right, where are we going? You know, let's go raid Bard Thulu. I don't think I've gotten to raid Bard Thulu at this point. So let me give Eve their squats. You gotta get those full rows in. You gotta throw those arms out. Because that's the only way you know you're properly doing the squat. Like soldier first class. I want to be like Sephiroth one day. I want to be a hero. Alright. Anyway. Let's go raid Bard. Let's go raid a Bard Thulu. All right, so these are the socials, everybody. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm really active on Twitter. Like I said in all those videos, I didn't say them in those videos. I like to talk, and I'd love to talk some more. If you want to talk with me, that's a great place to do so. So is Discord, if you want to come join the Discord. If you're already in like 77 Discords and you're like, I don't want another one, I totally understand. I get it. So we're, this is the raid message. There you go. If you are not a subscriber, you can actually unlock that raid swan for 100 channel points. And it will be available to you for 24 hours, including on other people's channels, so you can use it on the raid. All right. That is not how you spell the word raid. Schwan. The fuck? I spelled that shit R-A-U-D. I'm so good at English. God. Make sure I spelled that right. I did. Okay. And with that said, everybody, thank you so much for being here, hanging out, chatting it up, checking out these games and stuff with me. I appreciate it immensely. I'll be back on Tuesday for some more production stuff. I won't be here on Thursday, but I should be here on Friday for Power Couple. Thank you so much, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Rod we go.